다음으로는 저희 인젝티브 랩스에 대한 이야기도 좀 나눠보도록 하겠습니다. 앤드류 강 매니저님께서 준비를 해주셨고요. 토큰화와 실물 자산의 미래라는 주제로 발표를 진행을 해주실 예정입니다. 여러분 큰 박수로 바로 모셔보도록 하겠습니다.
Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Kang from Injective, Korean manager at Injective. Today I'll go over a little brief intro about Injective and what we're doing, tokenizing RWAs. So here's a quick overview of today's presentation. We'll begin with an overview of Injective, walk through our full tokenization suite and show how institutions are using it today, all while keeping compliance, privacy, and scalability front and center. So about Injective. So Injective is the first and only blockchain built for finance. So a while back in 2018, or when we started, everyone was going for a universal chain. But from the get-go, we started as a financial chain. Also, Injective is backed by strongest name in the industry, including Binance, currently Easy Labs, Pantera, Jump, Bravenhauer, Mark Cuban, and so forth. We have raised up to date about $57 million. And these partners understand both TradFi and also IT as well. So they backed Injective as a layer powering the next generation of infrastructure. So a little about our background. So Injective is backed by a team from deep roots in both traditional finance and big tech, including veterans from Amazon, Samsung, Tesla, and so forth. So the unique mixture of financial and technical expertise enable us to build the infrastructure that truly bridges the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. So we've been live for 7 years. We've been building for 7 years. So we had no halts, no security breaches so far. We transacted over 1 billion. Also, our token supply is fully circulating, which means we have no insider cliff or unlock schedule to happen. So this kind of long-term operation consistency is rare in crypto, I believe, and it matters deeply for institutional trust. So a little about Injective overview. We have 3 key pillars that propels us for global finance on chain. So first, we are lightning fast. So 25,000 plus TPS and sub-second second latency. We have about 0.64 second, I believe. And second is liquid. So we have shared liquidity. Every application on Injective taps into the unified layer, liquidity layer, like meaning deeper markets and less fragmentation. And third is our financial primitives. So we have these plug-and-play multi-VM modules that like order book, matching engines, and exchange infrastructure that are all optimized for institutional use cases. So together, all these 3 pillars make Injective the ideal environment for financial applications at scale. So here's the end-to-end tokenization suite tailored for institutions. So this is a complete framework for bringing the RWA assets on chain with compliance, permissioning, and also distribution tools built in. So assets can be permissioned, also privacy enabled, and plug into external or proprietary platforms. So it's flexible enough for traditional institutions to use, but powerful enough for DeFi use cases as well. So here's how it works. So Injective integrates directly with custody partners like Fireblocks and BitGo for secure asset storage. And then the tokenization module embeds compliance features directly on chain. So things like wallet allowless, jurisdiction control, whitelisting, and so forth, and even transport rules, they're embedded right on chain. So you get full control over who can access, move, or even trade the assets without relying on the third party. And then RWA module streamlines the tokenization with plug and play module I just talked about. So institutions can tokenize their assets with compliance logic natively embedded. So partners like BitGo provides that regulatory grade custody, while Injective delivers that performance and composability. So this makes the entire stack from issuance to integration seamless. And our RWA module, wait, sorry. And one of the Injective most important advantage is our liquidity. So our institutional liquidity network connects tokenized assets with deep pools of capital from professional market makers like with these market makers as well. And since compliance is embedded in these assets itself, liquidity becomes portable. So without repeating all this complex due diligence at every layer, you can move from within our ecosystem easily. So unlike siloed environment, Injective provides a shared liquidity across the entire ecosystem, right? That means newly tokenized RWAs and can tap into depth from existing dApps and market makers and even trading infrastructure. So without needing to like bootstrap from the start, right? So capital efficiency, price discovery, and interoperability are all enhanced through the shared model. So compliance also isn't an afterthought, right? So we don't just build it out and try to tag on compliance later on. So it's built into Injective at the asset level. So KYC, AML enforcement happens on chain. Permission can be defined per asset, per wallet, per jurisdiction. So transfer can be gated, enabled, and based on issued defined policies, right? So this allows institutions to issue both private and public assets while staying within regulatory guardrails. So like we don't need like private network to do these make these use cases. So Injective also offers like full compliance microservice that automates token rule enforcement, like including whitelisted syncing, EVM compatibility. So our network is natively interoperable with over 120 blockchain, including Ethereum, Solana, Aptos, and so many more. So you don't need extra tools or middleware. It's all included in the Injective stack with white glove support as needed. So these whole suite of like tokenization suite allows the whole host of application to be built on Injective. So these are some snapshot, some of the dApps we have been built on Injective, including Helix, our order book style, Perpdex, Mido, our Launchpad and LP Vault. We got Hydro and Layer, our LC protocols and so forth. And Injective is also, so these projects, these DeFi application can't really exist without that liquidity layer from these stable and stablecoin partners, right? So like Agora has minted natively AUSD on Injective. Agora is backed by VanEck and a big financial TradFi people. And then Tether and Circle actually, populates about 90% of the trading volume happened by dApps. And then these assets and these dApps just having access to these tokens not really enough. So the ecosystem needs that, of course, to be liquid. That's why Injective work closely with Jump, Galaxy, Cumberland, IMC, all these market maker and liquidity providers. So their participation ensures that newly issued assets on Injective has immediate depth when they start. So tighter spreads and even like active secondary markets, right? So in other words, token issuance on Injective comes with the liquidity layer for real adoption. So this multi-VM universe will potentially drive Injective ecosystem forward. So we'll be uniting the strength of both EVM and our Injective to foster some of the most innovative protocols and community across Web3 finance, whether it be DeFi, lending, or DEXs, NFTFi, GameFi, memes, RWA, so forth. So we also have this thing called ISET framework. So it's a modular framework that we use it to tokenize the RWA. So many traditional finance assets that you are familiar with are brought on chain via ISET framework. So you see like Mag 7, US Treasury, equities, commodity, FX, even institutional funds. So even ETF indexes are also on-chain, brought on-chain. So because these assets are permission and compliant, at the core they can move across partners and even platforms without losing their integrity or introducing new regulatory overhead. So like I mentioned, we have brought many TradFi assets on-chain. So previously, tokenizing these security RWA had a lot of regulatory compliance issues, but then how Injective is through this ISF framework, we could call it mirror token, right? So instead of focusing on the ownership of these assets and getting dividends, we try to make it tradable. So it includes Tesla, Apple, Coinbase, Circle, Robinhood, and all the Netflix, all the stocks and RWA you're familiar with. And Injective is also backed by both TradFi. We have this thing called Injective Council, right? So these council members include Google Cloud, YZ Labs, Previous Finance, NTT Digital, one of the top telcos from Japan, and Deutsche Telekom. We got T-Mobile, mother company, BitGo, so forth, and KDOC from Korea. So these partners, these organizations help us not only through the validating, but also like the partnership and growing the ecosystem. So these are some of the things we've been up to this year. We've been pretty busy this year, right? Starting from this year, iAgent 2.0. iAgent 2.0 is a tool for builders to easily type out what they want to build and build a dApp on in our Injective ecosystem. Also going on, BitGo has joined our Injective Council and Validator, and our EVM will be launching very shortly. And this year we'll file for our ETF by Canary Capital, staked INJ ETF. It's on the comment period by SEC. And then so forth, let's see, the interesting one is NVIDIA GPU market. We actually made a part market for NVIDIA GPU rental fee. So instead of just getting exposure into AI through buying NVIDIA stock, you can leverage NVIDIA GPU rental fee and trade on the perp market as well. Lastly, this is one of the biggest news we had. Pineapple Financial, a nice New York stock listed company, has launched $100 million INJ DAT, which means the investors include FalconX, Kraken, and big names in the industry. They put the money together to buy INJ from the market, which means if you're buying Pineapple stocks yourself, you'll be getting crypto exposure through their DAT. So that's what we've been up to. Thank you, everyone.
인젝티브 랩스 앤드류강 매니저님께서 발표 진행을 해주셨습니다. 인젝티브 같은 경우도 디파이라던가 실물 자산 토큰화를 연결하는데 아주 강점을 가진 플랫폼이죠. 인젝티브 랩스에 대한 설명해 주셨는데 궁금하신 부분 있으면 손 들어주시면 저희가 마이크 전달 드리도록 하겠습니다. 플로어에서 질문 있으실까요? 네, 딱히 없으시면 제가 간단하게 질문 하나 드리도록 하겠습니다. 사실 RWA 시장은 여전히 아베라던가 메이커 같은 좀 이더리움 기반의 프로토콜이 훨씬 더 많이 선전을 하고 있잖아요. 인젝티브가 진짜 유동성 허브로 좀 발돋움하기 위해서 가지고 있는 정말 차별화된 전략이 있다면 어떤 게 있을까요? 네, 질문 답하기 어려우시면 저희 여기까지 대표님과 함께 해보도록 하겠습니다. 앤드류 강 매니저님이었습니다. 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.